I think West Ham maybe scored like 8 minutes in, like real fast bowing on the break.
That's the delusional talking in you. I kind of want them. You
want them
that
to rip
happen.
my heart out.
Yes.
You want me to be on the ground.
I want it to be the gun
sobbing.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, that would be fucking fantastic. Only for the content, though. I would never want to see my friends sad like that. Welcome back to Yanks Abroad, fresh off
Wang Ming's son is the biggest fraud potentially in Premier League history. Everything he's ever done is going to be erased. That will be the moment he'll be remembered for because there's nothing else to remember him by. He's not won anything. He's got no goals to remember him by. Great, he scored one goal where he dribbled past like 4 West Ham players. He will be remembered by this missed open net on which he scuffed it one-on-one. Absolutely fraudulent player. Time to go back to Saudi and get out of the Premier League. An absolute loser, losing mentality, just like the rest of the club. That's what I have to say.
Couldn't even let me finish the intro. We are fresh off of the Man City Tottenham game. The full-time whistle was blown just 2 minutes ago. As you can see why Will is so fed up. I mean, we're just starting with more delusion that he's given to us the entire podcast, the entire Premier League season, saying that that's what he'll be remembered for. No one in the entire world will remember that moment except Arsenal fans. So that's number one. No one's going to care about that literally ever. Number two, I asked you this probably for the past 10 episodes. First off, first episode in a while back on the couch. It's good to see you in person.
It is good to be back on the couch.
Second, I've asked you this for the past 10 episodes. Chances that you think Arsenal have to win the Premier League title?
So I'd put it at about 5%.
Okay.
But the odds makers have it at like 16 to 18%, depending on what you're looking at it.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that's possible. West Ham have nothing to play for. A manager who's already a foot out the door.
Yeah.
Players who have, again, nothing to play for. Going to Manchester City, who have not lost a Premier League match at home since November 2022, the last match prior to the World Cup break against Brentford. I don't know why Sunday should be different than any other Sunday.
On that note of, like, if they want to have something to be remembered for, like, knocking this dynasty off its perch, like, that's
no, I mean,
something.
Mikel Antonio literally said it a couple weeks ago. He said, if it comes down to it, we're going to play for it. We would love to be a part of history and bring the title to London, which is just funny because, like, I don't know, you probably don't see this because you're not on Arsenal Twitter, but West Ham fans hate Arsenal because we bought Declan Rice from them. And so, like, they're just trying to do the same gimmick of Tottenham fans, which, like, honestly, I do get. Like, if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd probably not want to hand out Tottenham the title. But, like,
we saw this when
we don't care about West Ham whatsoever. I don't know
Arsenal
why they
Fan
think we
TV did a thing. Arsenal fans are being such hypocrites because Arsenal Fan TV, and I know that doesn't speak for all Arsenal fans, but they interviewed just random people asking, like, would you rather us lose the Europa League and Tottenham not win the Champions League, or we both win? And everyone's answer was
right, but the only issue with that is they don't affect each other. You're just asking if you would trade off.
I understand they don't affect each
We're
other,
not
but
actively
you guys
rooting
winning a
against
trophy
ourselves.
is more.
But we weren't actively rooting against our team.
Is more impactful than us having a slim chance of making the Champions League.
And guess what? We both fucking lost anyway. So
yeah, and it was a great result. Son, Tottenham through and through. Romero, Tottenham through and through. A couple legends came through, captain and vice captain, with brilliant performances to allow.
Vice captain.
Before we get to the title race, I do want to talk about, like, the reaction from you and all of Arsenal fans. Like, number one, us rooting for our team, isn't going to change the result. Everyone knew that Tottenham was going to go out there.
Oh, I disagree.
You think if we brought it a ruckus atmosphere, that's a completely different game?
100%. I mean, of course it is. That's the whole point of fandom.
It does, but everyone's blaming, like, the fans on Twitter who weren't going to the game anyways, like, oh, this is such small club mentality. As if we had a ruckus atmosphere, we were gonna knock off Man City, who's the best team in the world.
No, but I'm going to the Knicks game tonight. I'm gonna fucking cheer as loud as I can because I know that's gonna make a difference. There were 2 Tottenham fans thrown out of the match today because they cheered the City goals. And they were told that if you do that, you're going to get thrown out.
As they should. I don't condone it, but everyone's saying small club mentality. You know, 100 times out of 100. And it's in a joking manner when we say,
of course it is.
But, if the roles were reversed, tell me you would not feel the exact same way. You're lying if you're saying otherwise.
No, I already said that I think I would feel the same way. What I will say, though, and obviously it's a little bit different given the fact that, like, a win didn't give you Champions League. Like, you needed a lot to happen afterwards.
A lot.
But missing out on Champions League is going to have a bigger effect than I think you think it's going to have.
I don't really agree.
You're a club already that doesn't have a huge pull. Like, you don't have Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, City pull.
We've beat out Bayern for
Dragusin. Congratulations. I'm just saying, but with the prospect that you were going to be a Champions League club next year, that was definitely played a role in being able to get a player like him. You were in a position that nobody thought you were not going to make the Champions League next year. You are now going to have. Now you have to play on Thursdays, which makes it a lot harder to compete in the Premier League. We've seen it. That's not new.
No,
you have a lot of things that are going to be up against you next year.
Yes, these are all facts of being in the Europa League versus the Champions League. But once again, as you said, if we won, we weren't in anyway. So like acting like this is some big blunder is like a little ridiculous, in my opinion.
You weren't in, but obviously, like, you're playing the worst team in the Premier League on Sunday, and they're playing the team in the best form in the Premier League.
We had an over 50% chance if we beat City.
Right.
But beating City, what did we have? Like a 12% chance?
I saw 17, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like the reaction was just a little overblown. I know Arsenal fans were just like...
we were just nervous.
Just coping. Yeah, no, I understand.
Total copamine, 100%.
Okay, so you said you put it at 5% that you win the title?
I mean, yeah. I think... Listen, for some reason, we've played Everton on the final day like twice in the last 5 years, and both times we've won like 4-0 and 5-0.
Yeah.
I think a team like Everton who have fought their fucking asses off all year. They've been incredible. Their first big win against Liverpool, and God knows how long. Massive point deduction and still easily stayed
it's a
safe.
great season for them.
I think they're going to be like walk in the park on a beautiful day in the Emirates, and we'll probably walk right through them. Especially, like, I think if it came to like it being in our hands, I'd be very nervous for Sunday. But like, I'm not too worried about our display Sunday.
Yeah. Well, now that there's no pressure on you, you're
the
going to
only other thing is, like, I can't handle if, like, it's what happened 2 years ago where City go down 2-0 and then they blow it. I actually, like, you just saw how I reacted when Son missed a fucking one. I actually don't know what I would do. Like, I would probably go back
I don't think either of us anticipate that scenario, but hit the subscribe button because we will be doing a live watch-along just in case that does happen Sunday.
I mean, I'm pretending that I'm going to be calm Sunday, but I don't think I'll sleep between now and then. Like,
nah, I mean, realistically, like, how much can you, like, for the Tottenham
my
match,
heart was right in my fucking throat for this Tottenham match.
No one has played City tougher over the span, and on top of that, like, coming off of like 3 straight losses, 4 straight losses, and getting a result against City. Like, we've seen that, so I get Arsenal fans getting up for that, but like, are you really going to find a way to talk yourself into West Ham going to the Etihad and getting a result?
Honestly, I think I will, because never in my life have we gone to a championship Sunday with literally like anything to play for.
Yeah.
Like, a Champions League spot, finishing above Tottenham in the Leicester City season, like stuff like that. But like, I mean, there is a chance that on Sunday around 12:30 Eastern time that we're going to win the Premier League. There's going to be shots of the Premier League trophy at the Emirates on Sunday. There are going to be a professional engraver on the grounds. There is going to be T-shirts. There's going to be hats. There's going to be winners' medals.
And they will all be sent to Africa.
There. Yes, it'll all be sent to Africa with the 19-0 New England Patriots shirts. I understand that, but the fact that it'll be there, like, that will be exciting. The only thing you can take from all this is, like, we got very close last year. We got even closer this year. Like, at least we are going forward. We've gotten the most wins we've ever gotten in a Premier League season, the most goals. Our goal differential today, they put a graphic up on the NBC Sports Network, plus 61. Like, I was like, wow. Like, I know how good we've been. That's crazy.
This perfectly leads me into my next question, because you've had a lot to say, including saying that you were going to win the Premier League title and the Champions League. And let's run under the assumption that you don't win either. Are you going to take...
We aren't going to win the Champions League, I can assure you.
Are you... You didn't win a trophy the entire season. Are you going to take the route as this was a positive season?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the softest shit ever. Like, you've gone on and on this entire year about you're the best team in the world. You're not the best team in the world. You were not the best team in the world. You blew it in the Champions League. You blew it in the Premier League. Like, it's not a successful season. And I understand you're going to say we only lost one. But you did. Because the standards are the standards, and you didn't meet them, so you blew it.
We didn't blow
it. And they're tough standards. They are tough standards, but those are the standards, and you didn't live up to them.
Listen, I totally get that. I'm definitely going to be disappointed if we don't end up with a trophy, but to not call the season a success is not looking at all the important things. We had a lot of mistakes and early faults that we quickly corrected and became the most dominant we've been in the last 10 years at any period. We're taking the
with
best,
nothing to show for
we're taking
it.
the best team in Premier League history.
So what does
to
it
the
mean?
Final day.
What does it mean if you have nothing to show
me,
for it?
It means what I said before. We've never in my life had something to play for on the championship Sunday. And honestly, that's the reason we watch sport. Anything can happen. Just like what happened in Game 3 of the Knicks Pacers. Nembran hits the craziest fucking shot of his life, and the Knicks lose a game they should have won. Anything is possible.
We're on to the anything is possible.
Think about the Aguero moment.
That's sad. I honestly feel bad for you.
My whole life, all I've ever wanted is the Aguero moment.
Anything can happen mentality. I feel bad. That's what you have.
That's all that's all I can ask for. It's been an incredible season watching Arsenal and Arteta put together this season. Obviously,
but essentially, it's a nothing season. This season will be remembered for nothing.
It's not a nothing season.
It'll be remembered for nothing.
It will definitely not be remembered for nothing.
You didn't get any.
Last season was not remembered for nothing for me. I saw
no for you, but I'm saying like for the history books to the Gen Pop to Premier League
look
history.
Look at the way people talk about Jurgen Klopp and his success in the Premier League, and he has one.
And what do you always say? What? And you always discount that to the max. So you want to set yourself up to be in that, or do you want to actually win things?
No, what I'm saying is I don't think that the bar between where we are and Pep is incredibly far. The bar between being successful in the Premier League and Pep is also incredibly far. You can be successful without being Pep. He's the greatest. He's got the biggest wage bill. He spends the most money, but he's the greatest.
Does he spend the most money? I feel like there's many graphics about they don't have the biggest net spend.
The net spend thing is the stupidest thing
Why is it stupid?
Because that just is looking at strictly transfer fees. We're not talking about the 60 million euros they're paying Haaland's dad when they got Haaland. We're not talking about the 900,000 pounds a week that Haaland is on. Those are the dollar amounts that no other club can afford that are not included in net spend. Our highest earner makes $250K a week. That's less than a third of what their highest earners make.
I'm just saying, like they also do good business on the out, which allows them to do.
You have an ability to do better.
There is financial fair play that they have to.
They have 115 charge financial fair play. That's funny. Your business is a lot easier to do when teams know you don't have any reason to sell.
Yeah, that's
supply and demand.
No,
simple economics.
Econ 101.
Yeah, you graduated.
Barely. All right, you posed a very interesting question of Arteta on City and Pep on Arsenal.
Yeah, basically, if you were to switch Arteta and Pep this season, start the season at match week 1, Arteta coaches Manchester City, Pep coaches Arsenal. Who wins the Premier League? Is it close, and why?
Okay, so as you posed this, I didn't get your answer, so I'm excited to hear your answer, but I was thinking, and I go back to my beloved Man City doc, and I think there's a combo of players in that squad that give that mentality, but I think it comes from the top and Pep that he instills it in them, and then it's up to the players to take it upon them and instill it in the rest of the team, which the Ruben Diaz's of the world do. I'm curious how much impact. I think without a doubt, the players in the squad that Man City has is better than Arsenal. Do you agree with that?
100%.
Then you have to go to the tactics. I think Pep is slightly a better tactician, probably more than slightly, more than slightly, but Arteta's good. So it comes down to, is Pep that much better in mentality and tactics with a lesser squad than Arteta is with the better squad? And it's such a tough question.
I think it's a really interesting question.
It's so tough, and I think next summer, if what you believe to be true is true, and Arsenal bring in one more like world-class attacker, yeah. I think the team that Arsenal will have next season with Pep wins.
That's not the question.
It's this season, and I think I would have to go Arteta with City.
I kind of agree.
This year, just with the squad that Arsenal, like as I said, it didn't happen statistically, but I still think the fact that they didn't have those lethal finishers ended up being.
And I think if you look at the matches where Arsenal faltered in this season specifically, it was because of either your one position we didn't have the player we needed at that time due to injury or whatever reason or selection. The decisions that Arteta had to make, he wouldn't have to make as the manager of City.
Well, I also
Like,
think
you don't have to worry about your number 9 every week. You know that's going to be Haaland.
But
you don't need to worry about.
He did pull him out when he wasn't on good form. I know it was
one or two
around an
matches and
injury.
he was injured.
No, I understand, but he isn't afraid to make those
No,
decisions.
he's not, but he doesn't
Whereas
have to.
Martinelli, as I said, I mean, I could manage Arsenal. Martinelli should not have been the starting left winger for as long as he was. Trossard had been better than him consistently.
But those aren't the matches in which we drop points.
I understand,
so that's
but
irrelevant.
like, if you make those changes,
but those aren't the matches we drop points. So that argument doesn't make sense.
It's all.
We didn't score in 4 matches this season. Can you guess who the starting number 9 was in those 4 matches?
Gabriel Jesus.
Yes.
No, you didn't let me finish, but I was going to Havertz and Jesus. He made those changes eventually. The best front 3 was clearly Havertz, Trossard, and Saka. Whereas
first of all, you hated Havertz until like a week ago.
Not a week ago. We all saw the turn in form when he was starting to get. You were first on it.
I was on it in November.
Credit. But Grealish was a key part of the treble-winning side. Wasn't good enough. Pulled him quickly. Doku came in, was great. Then started not playing well. Pulled him quickly. Bernardo Silva in and out the squad. Finished with him.
You do see the difference here. We're talking about $60 to $100 million.
No, I get it.
It's a much easier decision.
I get it, but he makes if it's not good enough for his standards, he rips him out the squad.
I mean, I'm not saying Pep's not the greatest manager.
Saying,
I just think, I think you put probably Klopp, Arteta, Guardiola with that City squad. I think they probably continue to win.
Maybe. I think there's a lot that goes into the mentality that he instills in his team where it's like,
of course it does.
We're going to dominate, and it's like absolutely unacceptable.
Arteta's the exact same way. I mean, he's mini Pep.
Yeah, I mean, he tries to be, but he'll always be lowbrow.
For now. People forget, and I forget because I read this and I was like, oh, that's true. I totally forgot. This is Arteta's first managerial job ever. Like, this isn't like when Klopp came in or
but I don't want
to
hear all this.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
bullshit. Like, he's an amazing manager. We're the best team in the world, and now we're backtracking. Like,
I'm not qualifying it in any way. I'm just saying he doesn't have any history of success, like, on his backside.
Okay, but the only way you create history of success is by winning.
Yeah, very few do it by first doing it in the Premier League. Very few ever. Yeah, almost none.
No, no one's saying he's not.
Not
a good
even
manager,
like Arsene
but
Wenger, who was in fucking.
Let's not just coddle him and be like, oh, like he hasn't.
I'm not coddling him. I just think it's like it is an important part of it that even shows how impressive.
So what's your answer?
I would go Arteta with City. I just think the City squad, like, you keep calling it that game where they had the B team. Like, the B team was still the most expensive squad in the Premier League. Like, Guardiola got the pleasure of having to be a £100 million player with zero pressure, tons of time to adapt.
It's definitely
and
nice.
now he's hit top form in the most important part of the season.
Back at he's got something working, and it helps with the money. No one is denying any of that. Just, I thought it was bold when you called him the best team in the world, and you were never the best team in the world.
Listen, we're not here to not make bold takes.
Sure.
And by the way,
you were never the best team in the world. Can you admit that? You were never the best team in the world.
We were the best team in the world.
Oh, I hate it. You know you weren't deep down.
For 3 months, we were the best team in the world. Yes, we were. That's okay that we didn't win. I mean, it's not okay. But.
All right. We actually didn't have this prepared, but it just got me thinking. I want your way, way too early top 4 prediction and champion next year.
Okay.
Okay.
Fourth. This is kind of hard.
Yeah. The parity in the Premier League, it was good this year, but it's going to be great next year.
I have my top 3. I'm trying to think of who's going to come in fourth. All right, fourth. I think we'll go Tottenham in fourth. I think the brilliance of hiring Ange is it will keep Tottenham as a top 4 contender every single year. He should be able to get a few more players that fit the style better, and hopefully some guys who can actually finish open chances in front of net. And you'll beat up on the lower teams who can't stick with you when you play in transition like that. I mean, you're as good as anyone in transition in the league. There's no doubting that. The end of end's incredible. I really believe in Dragusin. I think Dragusin and Van de Ven's can end up being a center back pairing for a lot of matches next year. Obviously, Udogie has a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent in the squad, so I think fourth place just makes sense for Tottenham. You'll beat up on the lower end teams. You'll get some wins against the better teams when they let you play in transition, which we did not let you do, which City didn't really let you do all that well today. I think teams have figured that out, but the lower,
All right.
the teams that aren't top
Enough
6.
with your Tottenham analyzation.
I think third will be Chelsea. I've really been impressed with them. I mean, I'm not sure Cole Palmer's going to be quite as good next year as he was this year. He may be even better. I just don't know, but I don't actually think it depends on Cole Palmer. I think there's a lot of really talented players on Chelsea, and they're going to continue to spend money. And the other guys who kind of started slow, like Caicedo got better as the season went
fantastic.
on. Mudryk got better as the season went on. Nicholas Jackson, as
Madueke.
wasteful as he is, got better as the season went on.
That front four that consistently played whatever the last 6 or 7 matches looked fantastic.
And Enzo, I mean, I think Enzo's a good player. I think he had a bad season. It seems like he was playing with a pretty bad injury all year, so they'll be third.
Yeah, the narrative pushers of Enzo going out the squad and then they started playing well. I think that's a little
lazy.
off.
Yeah. Then I'll go City second and Arsenal first.
For any particular reason, or just want to throw that?
I mean, we've gotten better every single year for the last 4 years. I think next year we reach the summit. I think we do bring in.
Didn't City get better also?
Yeah.
Okay, so no reason for them to get better next year, right?
No, I think they'll also get better. I just think we'll outdo them.
They'll get more better.
I mean, you have Saka who's getting better every year, Odegaard getting better every year, Declan Rice getting better every year. Our players are younger and are going to take bigger steps.
Yeah, Foden's ancient, right? Holland's ancient.
Alvarez
is ancient.
I mean, I'm not a huge Alvarez fan. I'm not a huge Doku
All right,
fan.
so that's your 4.
Your 4. Let's go. You've got Arsenal 4th. You've got Tottenham 2nd. You got City 1st, and you probably have Chelsea 3rd.
No, I'm gonna go.
I mean, if you don't have Arsenal in the top 2, you realize how stupid
Chelsea,
that was.
Tottenham. Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, City.
Where's your $1,000, by the way?
That we voided that bet.
We voided it. I must have missed the void. Anyone see the void on that?
Well,
TikTok?
it's even with Saka not winning Ballon d'Or and Martinelli having his best goal involvement season ever being
we're talking about 22-year-olds. They got tons of time.
All right, so that's the top 4, and you
way too early.
Way too early. So neither of us had Liverpool. I'm just curious your thoughts because we haven't touched on Slot. Neither of us had them in the top 4. What do you expect from them next year?
I think if they're smart, they're going to enter not a full rebuild, but they should not try and rush this and spend tons of money with players that may not fit.
They have good young pieces anyways.
I mean, I think as we saw this year, they're just not fully. That's not a full squad. Salah, I mean, no one's really talking about it enough, but Salah is starting to look like he's aged a little bit.
No, he's gone.
It seems like he's going to leave. I'm not sure Van Dijk stays.
Didn't he announce that he's staying though?
Did he officially?
I don't know.
I feel like he was pretty, not.
He was coy about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think Liverpool will battle for 4th and 3rd. I mean, I don't think the gap between Chelsea, Tottenham, and Liverpool will be more than 6-8 points. I mean, obviously, this is way too early. Who knows who's going to be on these teams?
Right.
But, I don't think it'll be a huge gap. But I don't. The reason I put Liverpool higher is because I don't think they can challenge to be top 2. I think if everything goes right for Chelsea, they could potentially challenge in the top 3. They could do it.
Do you think Chelsea will have money to bring in more players again? Or you think they're going to relax?
I mean, I don't. Why relax now? I think they're already so fucked. Might as well just keep digging yourself a big hole.
You think Poch stays still?
Yeah. It would be crazy for him to leave. He's gotten it going now.
I agree. I've said Poch in the entire time, but people are still asking. He's talking about it in press conferences. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, someone you're very critical of, everyone's favorite segment on the pod. We have another Would You Rather. Are you ready? This is someone who had a brilliant, hockey assist since it led to a penalty. A brilliant hockey assist. Would you rather Phil Foden edition? You are one of the biggest Phil Foden haters.
I'm not a Phil Foden hater.
But we're going to get right into it. Would you rather Phil Foden edition? I have 10 players lined up for you. I don't want to hear, they play different positions. Just would you rather
more
Phil Foden edition?
More.
It's first, Cole Palmer.
Phil Foden.
Bukayo Saka.
Saka.
Jude Bellingham.
Bellingham.
Martin Odegaard.
But they don't play the same position,
I just fucking said, no prefacing it, the player in a vacuum, who would you rather be on your team? If you were starting...
Foden.
Thank you. Kai Havertz.
Foden.
Leao.
Foden.
Rodrigo.
On a Champions League night or on any other night?
You're starting a team that is playing in the Premier League and the Champions League.
Foden.
Vinny. Musiala.
can't take anyone from a Farmers League over Foden, unfortunately. Foden. I would rather, if I'm building
Quick
my
question.
team.
Farmers League that knocked you out of the competition?
If I'm starting my team, like, I would rather Musiala because I love that profile of player, and I think he's more interesting, and you can do more with him. He's more versatile. But what Foden's done in the last year versus what Musiala's done in the last year, I think it would be silly, and I would look stupid to say Musiala. So I will have to say Phil Foden for all the haters.
Mature in real time.
For all the haters out there.
And then Marcus Rashford was the last person I voted.
Oh, come on now.
All right.
Rashid! No, Foden.
All right, so you
Kevin, don't fuck me with
you
that.
just pretend to be a hater
I'm
to
not
push your soccer narrative.
No.
You're not. You
No.
actually do appreciate
I
Foden's
want Phil. Yes, I want Phil Foden.
So you would say the only young bright stars that are better than Foden are Saka, Vinny, Bellingham, and Mbappe. You would say he's fifth in that young star tier.
I mean, if we're still counting Mbappe as young, I guess.
What is he? 25?
Yeah, Foden's 23, Saka's 22, Bellingham's 19.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's fair.
6-year difference between Bellingham.
No,
and Mbappe.
that's fair.
Yeah. My thing with Foden is first of all, I think he's fantastic. The same way I think Cole Palmer's fantastic. I don't think they're held to the same standard as Bukayo Saka. I don't think every little mistake they make, every little bad pass, every little bad touch, every missed shot.
So that's why you do it for him. You do it for everyone else. Like when he had the volley that obviously you just want to get on goal that Vicario made a great save on. If Saka
You're
missed
telling
that,
me if Saka in a title race match
that's
misses
not a
that,
miss. It's not a miss. That is a good save.
What do you think the XG is? What do you think the XG is from there?
I have no clue.
Probably 0.89?
No chance. Double down on the Saka bet. I have under 0.89. No chance that's over. No chance. You probably already fucking saw the tweet. You little scum.
Wow, it's only 0.24?
Thank you. It was off a volley off of that literally just goes to show my point of the agenda that you push in result to for Saka.
0.24, it's crazy. I mean,
No, that was a tough chance and you did great to get it on goal.
they don't take into account the toughness.
By the way,
of
you guys
chance.
were even now on the Arsenal bet, which is fantastic.
That isn't how XG is calculated though. They don't look at if it's a volley or whatever. They just look at where the shot's taken from.
Whatever.
They don't look if he's off balance.
0.24.
This isn't basketball's on fadeaways, layups.
0.24. That goes to show my point.
But that also goes to show my point. If Saka misses from there, that's being clipped.
That's what I'm saying. I disagree. I'm saying if he does the exact same thing,
you don't think that's
even
getting
say
clipped
anything.
and saying Saka can't
I'm
finish
sure
in final
some
goal?
people will, the same way you felt the need to do it because people like to
I
play
just
both
think
sides.
that players as good as them should be held to the same standards. Foden, Palmer, and Saka.
And what I'm saying is that wouldn't have
Can
been
we
something
agree that
people
Foden,
clip.
Palmer, and Saka are all very close? However you want to rank them, they're all very close.
I genuinely, very close would be they're so clearly in the same
Who has
tier.
the-
I wouldn't say it's a large tier, but I think Foden is in a different tier than
Really?
Saka and Palmer. I do.
That's shocking.
I don't think the tier is large.
Who
but
has the greatest,
I think Musiala is also better than
who's
Saka.
been the best over the last 3 years of those three?
But that is a result.
No, I'm just asking a question.
I know, and my answer.
I don't need a qualifier.
But the qualifier, if Saka only got to play half the games that he did, it would look more similar. Like obviously, Foden just got his first season of consistently starting, and he was the Premier League Player of the Season. Does that not fucking get
He's
to
not
your
been
head?
not yet.
Who do you think's gonna win?
I'm just saying he has not won yet.
Okay, who do you think's gonna win? He's gonna fucking win. Fulham did a TikTok, and 17 out of the 24 players picked him to win.
Oh, well, if Willian Borges decided, then you've got me nailed. That's my vote. Whatever Willian decides.
I'm just saying. Do you think someone else is winning?
I mean, I think the best player in the Premier League this season isn't even up for the award.
I didn't even clock that until I said it out loud. In his first season of the Premier League where he consistently started, he won Premier League Player of the Year.
Hasn't won it yet.
And Man City hasn't won the title yet.
Correct.
Okay, there we go. I love La La Land that we're living in here.
It's not La La Land. It's
Is that not jarring to you, though, a little? First season he's ever
You're
consistently
telling me
started?
the player on the best team in the league is going to win Player of the Season?
Well, second best team in the league, according to you.
The player on the team that wins the title is
Thank
going to
you.
win Player of the Season? Obviously.
Okay, over De Bruyne, over Rodri, over
De Bruyne
Haaland.
missed half the year. Rodri should win it.
Okay, but he's not. That's what I'm
Rodri
saying.
should win it. It should be Rodri or Saka.
You took Rice over Rodri also at a point. Just throwing that out there. Anyways, we'll see you all. Unless you have anything else, I think that's. Do you have anything else?
Official predictions, scores for the West Ham City game and the Arsenal
Um,
Everton game.
I think it's tight just because they're Actually, retract. I think they're actually going to score like 3 in the first 25 minutes.
Really?
I'm going to say like a 6-0.
6-0 City.
Yeah, it's going to be like a fucking... It's going to be a fucking
so,
party there.
Oh, God.
I'm going to be having a party. They're going to be having a party. It's Sunday, but I'm going to bring beers to the office. I'm going to be having a party. I'm going to anytime goal scorer bet every one of the forwards and midfielders. I'm going to be rich. You're going to be sad. I'm going to be drunk, and it's going to be fun. Arsenal, no pressure. You guys are going to put a good shift in. It'll be 2-0 because your forwards can't finish.
Our forwards can't finish most goals in the league.
What did most goals in the league get you this year? Do you get a trophy for that one? I don't think
you wouldn't know. You've never seen a trophy in your life.
There it is. You know you have gotten an Arsenal fan when they have to reserve.
Talk so much shit,
I
dude.
know that we've never won a trophy. I know that.
You just talk so much shit about winning, you would think you would know something about it.
We actually won the Audi Cup.
First of all, if you want to see him stupid and drunk and crying when Arsenal win the title, subscribe. You'll get.
If you guys win the title, I actually might cry.
Subscribe and get the notification. We will be doing a live watch along for Championship Sunday. We don't need to watch a Tottenham match because they're not playing for anything, so that's the good news.
That is the fucking fantastic news.
I'm gonna go 3-1 City and 5-1 Arsenal.
When does that one goal come for West Ham?
I think West Ham maybe score like 8 minutes in, like real fast bowing on the break.
That's the delusional talking in you. I kind of want them.
You want them to rip
happen.
my heart out.
Yes.
You want me to be on the ground.
I want it to be the gun
sobbing.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, that would be fucking fantastic. Only for the content, though. I would never want to see my friends sad like that.
All right. Subscribe, like, do the whole thing. Come back Sunday. Should be a blast. I mean, really should just be a joyous occasion. All in all. Oh, man. I don't think I'll sleep much the rest of this week, even though I know we have no chance. That's the problem with sport. You do all this hoping and wishing for something that's out of your hands and almost always lets you down. One team gets to be happy every year in every sport.
Well, that's not true. Villa's celebrating right now. The teams that didn't get relegated are celebrating right now.
Tottenham's not celebrating.
Crystal Palace is celebrating their future with Glasnow. We're celebrating.
Is Glasnow the GOAT?
Maybe we're celebrating.
Turn down Bayern Munich?
We're celebrating Europa League. We are. That's perfect for us. Next season, Arsenal's going to
You call me delusional. You're talking yourself into wanting to play Europa League.
We're going to win a cup.
What do you want to bet on that?
That we win?
Yeah.
I will actually make a real wager with you depending after the transfer market is closed. I'll make a real wager.
You won't make a wager right now.
No, our fucking squad is
I'll wager
shit.
you won't get to the semifinal.
Right now? Mm-hmm. No, our squad is
really?
awful. We're not good. We suck. We're not good.
Say it into the camera.
We suck right now. I've said that. I tweeted it.
Either bet me that you'll make the semifinal or say into the camera that Tottenham suck. Those are your two
Tottenham
options.
sucks right now.
No.
What? We suck right now. That's fair.
All right, another episode of Yanks Abroad. Subscribe. Check us out Sunday for the live stream. Check us out on socials. We're posting stuff from the episode, but also some other random shit comes here and there.
Yeah, we'll see you Sunday, and then we're going to record right after anyways.
Dub.